So they're everywhere these days. Foodies, people with a keen interest in food, most importantly where it comes from and how it's made.
Central Indiana has experienced a real upswing in the foodie movement, restaurants and markets featuring locally sourced products. In fact, the National Restaurant Association says locally sourced meat, seafood, and produce are the top trends for restaurants in 2013. Our TV6 anchor Drew Smith shows us what that means for Hoosiers, taking us on a tour from farm to table.
The food movement is flourishing here in the Hoosier State. With apologies to any vegans watching, it all starts with various types of meat and the way farmers have shunned conventional methods to turn back the clock.
This ain't your father's pig farm. That's more like your great-grandpa's pig farm.
We kind of look at this as a laboratory.
Chris Baggett farms the old-fashioned way.
You know, I really just became concerned about the food problem.
The problem, according to Chris and other natural, sustainable farmers, is the way that conventional farmers raise their animals. On his farm in Greenfield, Chris raises his cows, pigs, and chickens on grass and natural foods without grains and antibiotics. Grass-fed beef is shown to be leaner with more omega-3s.
That nutrition comes from fresh vegetables, from the grass, you know, from sunshine, from being happy.
His animals roam free on 98 acres. It takes longer for them to get to this point.
We're concerned about the product from start to finish.
Chris Ely is a world-class butcher. He buys beef, pork, and chicken from local sustainable farms.
We're getting back to what worked for centuries.
Ely sells those humanely produced Hoosier meats at his retail shop and nationwide wholesale operation called the Smoking Goose. Products include cuts like natural smoked grass-fed pastrami and smoked lamb bacon.
You can tell the difference in animals' textures that are stressed versus animals that are, allowed to roam free and feed free.
Chef Daniel Orr is well known in culinary circles worldwide.
Local ingredients with global flavors.
That's his style of cooking. After cooking at top restaurants in New York and the Caribbean, he returned to his Hoosier homeland to open up his own place, Farm Bloomington, in his favorite college town.
So I knew it was kind of a hotbed for, Hoosier hospitality and good food and local ingredients, and that they would support.
His support for local ingredients tattooed right on his forearm.
These right here are mushrooms from the Brown County Fungus Farm.
Chef Orr says the foodie movement that started taking off about 10 to 12 years ago in California is prevalent here in Indiana.
About 10 or 12 years ago, we used to hear foodies, and as chefs, we're like, what are these people?
You don't have to be a foodie to take a real interest in organic and sustainable food. In fact, Chef Orr says,
Fresh salad?
Thank you very much. One of the best first steps you can take is talk to your local farmers.
Farmers like Baggett in Hancock County.
More farms like this where people buy from their farmer and keep that money circulating is a really, really good thing.
It's an interesting contrast. All of this food raised the new old-fashioned way, sold the modern way online. Just a few clicks, pasture-raised meats are at your door.
It's definitely an advantage. I mean, it's what people are looking for now. I mean, they definitely want to talk to somebody who knows where that product's been or where that item's been.
And that's why world-class chefs like Daniel Orr are on board.
The local production is probably what I'm most about, because local and sustainable allows you to buy things with fewer food miles, which means that you're supporting your neighbors instead of somebody in China.
And new research backs up Orr's experience, finding that 7 out of 10 consumers say they're more likely to eat somewhere with locally sourced food.
A report in the February issue of Food Technology magazine, 76% of adults in the U.S. say they enjoy talking about new or interesting foods. Farmers we spoke with say it's important that locally produced, sustainable food is affordable for everybody. And they're pleased that one way that happens is local farmers markets accepting food stamps. I'm Drew Smith. Now back to you.